oh, I guess it's me. You know, you're such a gentleman. I should be lucky. Dang, I'm putting down everybody. A minute ago, I was putting down women. Now, talking about men's.
These are dream moves. This is someone else. I'm not myself. No.
Get y'all set up here. Say Drake. That was crazy. Oh my god, that whole thing was crazy. But anyway, good Tuesday morning. I am getting ready for the W2. I don't think they said it's casual day, but I'm in a casual mood, so we casually gonna stroll up in there with some camo and a hoodie. Casual. But anyway, hopefully by now you've already seen my interview video. And I was like, you know what? I did that. I didn't really explain a few things that a few people might not be aware of or might even be confused about. I know that I have a couple of teachers who also follow my channel. I appreciate you, girl. And thank you for your service. Okay, well, nobody said that is not just reserved for those in the armed forces. But anyway, oh, where's my baby's bracelet? Did I put it away? Because she asked me about it the other day. I think I put it in my work desk. Talking about the bracelet that one of my kids made for me. I'm pretty sure it's in my work desk. But anyway, about that interview, I work in a woman-dominated workplace, right? As such, usually the person I was interviewing with was a woman. Most principals are women. Things like that. Most of my peers that I work with are also women. Typically in a building throughout my career, I've only worked with one other male teacher, and that's for the whole building. So, and there have been several buildings in which I've worked, there were 0 male teachers, 0 principals who were men. So it's just different. It's a very much woman-dominated force. Let me grab my hoodie. That being said, there's a certain way you have to, as Kendrick Lamar said, play the game, you know? I have been in different positions. The position for which I interviewed was instructional coach. As such, I have interviewed candidates who were interested in being a teacher in our building. I've had the conversations with principals as well as some of my peers and all of that regarding why we did or did not select a candidate, whoop whoop. I have heard such reasonings from women as, yeah, she's a little too pretty. You know what I mean? Like, she looked like she'd be more into her looks, into her hair, into her nails and all. We need somebody to get in, do the job. I spoke up. I did. If you're wondering why I didn't say, I did. I said something. But you still can't change it. You know, that's just how the game works. So for my interview, it was important to me that I look like I tried. I mean, who's sitting around in a house in a blue dress, right? Up to their neck, you know, collar and chin and all that. So I wanted to look like I tried. I didn't want to look too pretty. I wanted to give myself a very light beat, which is my norm anyway. But every so often I'll, you know, go all out with some blush and whatnot. But I didn't even put on lipstick, no lip gloss. It was just straightforward. Make sure I put on the glasses. You want to, it's a shame to say, but you have to be smart, not too smart, can be smarter than the person who's interviewing you. You have to be experienced, not too experienced, because I've learned that when you have more experience than the person who's interviewing you or who is, you know, authorized to do your observations and things like that, that can be problematic too. So that can be a burden. So there are just things, needless to say, that I do to counter all of that. And in my interview, you might have noticed my hair wasn't looking quite so fluffy. It ain't so fluffy now, but it's just due. It's due to be did again. But that was a little bit intentional, just a little bit. I sprayed oil on it because I wanted to give it a little bit of shine, but I didn't know it was going to separate and do all that it did. Let me cut my hair some more too. Speaking of which, but I'm saying all of that to say that I was intentional with that interview. And even still, she came up with some questions. I was like, what in the world is she talking about? But of course, I kept my straight face. I nodded. I also did a lot of mirroring. Like, she looked very serious, and that is not my nature to be so serious. But man, she was serious down. So I gave her some seriousness also, but I also had to interject my personality. So the person with whom I interviewed really does the first line of defense, so to speak. And then if she says, hey, I think she knows enough to actually be an instructional coach in various buildings, then she'll let other principals know that, hey, this might be someone to whom you want to speak. We'll see how that all goes. As sexist as it sounds, again, you gotta play the game. When I interview with a principal who is a man, do I look differently? Again, we're playing the game. I still do wear a dress, but I make sure that I have put a little more effort in there. I make sure that, maybe I do look like someone you wouldn't mind seeing at work on a day-to-day basis. Does that mean you're gonna have access to me? No. No. But we're gonna get in first. We gotta get the job. So those are some of the things we do. I do anyway, to play the game. And I gotta admit, it's been effective so far. So those are some tips. Interviewing tips that I also have: always ask questions. I've made the mistake before of saying, oh my gosh, you've been so thorough. No, I don't have any questions. That ain't what they want to hear. They want questions. I also researched the company. I even researched the woman who interviewed me. Yeah, I can tell you she was an AKA. She moved here. She's been here for about 8 years. Like, I can tell you a bevy of things. And at some points, I injected a little bit of that into the conversation. Like, if she asked me, to what organizations do you belong? I was like, oh, the first organization I really wanted to get into was AKA. I wanted to do following the footsteps of my family. We're all AKAs and da-da-da. That was intentional. Had she been a Delta, you think I would have said all that? But I mentioned my church organizations as well, because I saw in her bio, she took the time to tell us what church she belonged to. That tells me that she's very faith-based. Had she not mentioned church, you think I would have mentioned church? I almost put on my cross, but I don't want to play with God. I haven't been wearing that cross for a while, so we didn't want to take it that far. But anyway, I just wanted to throw in that little, because I'm dead serious too, but I just wanted to throw in that little tidbit about the interview. I need to get my hind parts out the door and ready for work, so I'll see y'all again soon. Okay, and just like that, I'm right back getting my stuff together for lunch. So I think I told you all that, I want to look attractive for men principals. I mean, that's part of playing the game, right? Not so much so for women, but you don't want to look homely. You really want to look like you tried, and you still want to look like you've got, potential. She could be cute. She could, diamond in the rough type of thing. And I'm not saying this just based on my own opinion. It's literally after I had sat on various interviews with various candidates and talked to principals afterward about whether or not they would hire them, why they didn't want to, all the things. So, I may not like dropping stuff. This is my ice pack to keep stuff cold. And for lunch today, I'm gonna have breakfast, because why not? Doesn't look as appealing now, but I've got eggs, potatoes, bacon. And to this, I'm gonna add just a couple of pieces of sausage, because the girl's gotta feel full. So excuse all this noise I'm making. Then I've got my ice pack here that I put in as well. And you know what? I'm gonna take a thing of watermelon juice. That'll be for my breakfast and to drink throughout the day, keeping me hydrated. It always looks so weird because it separates. But then you shake it up. Well, you make sure the lid is on first, Kymberly. Shake it up and it looks so juicy, and it is every bit as good as it looks. A little reshifting here. But yeah, I hear me saying those things, and it just honestly sounds awful. I also drink water along with. But yeah, it's honestly coming from a place of experience. You I've seen women get shot down for a job because they were too attractive, but I've only seen that with other women. When I sat beside a male principal who was interviewing, he didn't mention her looks at all, but I strongly suspect they played a part in it. You know what I mean? I remember one saying, yeah, she looked prepared, she came prepared. Look prepared was an interesting statement. So that's about as close as they get to looks, but if we're thinking that the looks don't factor in, we're crazy. They factor in for both men and women. I personally believe. So don't shoot the messenger, but be mad at the message. Actually, don't even be mad at the message. Just go ahead and play the game. Anyway, got my stuff together. Did I put my chlorophyll in here? Yep. Gotta have that. I always squeeze that into my water. And with that, ladies, I really am ready to get out the door. You all already saw the outfit of the day. Nothing big, special, or spectacular. And let's go. After we grab the camera, of course. Hello. Another day, another mission. We are getting ready to go out and about. I have a couple of appointments today. One appointment, I'm going to talk to my financial advisor. I told you guys I'm in the process of looking for another job, but baby, she's not moving unless it's looking right. It's such a luxury to look for a job whilst you got a job. I've been in predicaments where that wasn't quite the case. But I need to talk to my financial advisor about, my retirement plan. Should I decide to retire early? That's a luxury of being 50 plus. Shoot, there's some people retire in their 30s, bless their hearts. I ain't mad at that at all. But if I were to take another job, say in another retirement system, in another district or whatever, I would draw retirement from my current job and then earn a check at the next place and, just kind of see how all of that works. And then you need another 5 years in a new place, draw retirement from there. Kansas City is right on the border of Kansas, which a lot of people confuse us with. But I might even, skip across the bridge and see about getting a third check. I don't know. Get my own 3-peat since the Chiefs couldn't do it. But so I've got that appointment, and then I've got my ear appointment as well. So this is the outfit of the day. I don't know if y'all can see it. Got my vegan-friendly leather pants from Amazon. Let me tilt it down some. I think that's a little bit better. So I got my hat. This actually came from Amazon. I'll link it. A couple of people asked about it. Vegan-friendly pants also came from Amazon. The shirt is Shein. And the boots, I want to say I got these from Groupon years ago. We got snow here in Kansas City, and it's pretty cold. So in between my financial advisor appointment, I want to go down to 18th and Vine because they've got some jazz music, lunch on the Vine or jazz, whatever it's called. But at about noonish, they're going to be playing some jazz music, so I'm going to go to that, get myself cheered up, because I've got a feeling that I am not going to like what I hear at my ENT specialist, because this eardrum still isn't vibrating. It still hasn't cleared. I've been doing the Zyrtec. I did the prescription they gave me. Originally, it was going to be 7 days. I was like, nope, I needed to be 10. Went back in, still no relief. Zyrtec. Went to an ENT. Now, it's a medical game. We're looking at another surgery. But in order to do that, I first have to get a hearing test. And it's just, since I've been a little girl, I've had problems with my ears. I've had my tonsils removed. And it's been a whole lot of rigmarole. So I need some music before we do that. And I don't think I locked my hair down. So I think I'm just going to clean it up, put it in a scrunchie. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. It's a little cleaner look. And this is what we are looking like for today. What purse? We'll go with this purse, same old use. It's a Coach bag that I've had for many, many years. Pretty sure I got this from an outlet because that's my jam. And this is what we're looking like for today. Let's go. And we're back. I did not film in between when I went to, well, you know, of course I went to my financial advisor filming. And then I had my hearing test. From the hearing test, I went to my ENT specialist. And at the hearing place, they had all kinds of things that said you can't video and all of that, which, okay, gotta respect it. And then with my ENT, I guess I could have, but I was already in the I ain't filming mode. So, plus I was in the I ain't filming mood after getting one sip. This is my watermelon juice, but I've also got some Prosecco. I don't care for Prosecco, but with watermelon juice, it helps, and we need help tonight. Anywho, see, I got my hearing aid test. I did some redacting, some homemade redacting, blacking out and stuff. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but for this one, this is my right ear. The normal range of hearing is in the gray, and I am just beneath that. And it doesn't look like there's much they can do. You know, they said they could see the scar tissue that I had from so many previous surgeries of trying to insert eustachian tubes and things like that to drain. Oh, so just for anyone who doesn't know the history, one of the job hazards that I have is catching colds and things like that. So when I catch them, and I've been wearing my mask, but I don't wear it as diligently as I should. I bet I will though, especially around my kids. Like, you tell them to cover their cough and sneeze. I've shown them how to do it. You know, put your all the way up to your mouth, and they kind of hutch, and they do that number. And at one point, out of like 18 kids, I had 6 out, 12 in, rotate. The 6 who were out would come back, another 6 would be out. Like, my attendance wasn't over 12. In fact, it dipped at some point because I had to send a couple home with fever. But anyway, you know, that's part of the job hazard, right? So I've caught a number of colds over the years, but I've also had ear problems. And so my ears don't drain like they should, which ends up being an ear infection and so on. So the cure for that had been, you know, to cut a little hole, insert a eustachian tube, which would allow for the drainage. The idea was that, you know, the area would kind of stretch and heal itself and then continue, you know, my eustachian tubes would continue draining, but that has not happened. So anyway, that's the history of that. Get my hearing test. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. But I think I was just saying that didn't work. Hearing test, I get right ear is just below the gray area. The left ear, which I'm currently having the most issues from now, I don't know if that's showing up, but it's like way below. And, whoops, in that normal range of hearing, I wasn't hearing jack. Everything that I heard was below, and then a significant dip below. So I will be having ear surgery. Unlike my previous surgeries though, they're gonna go through my nose. I will be knocked out because that was the first thing. As soon as he said, we'll be going through your nose. Oh, because I've been awake for the other ones. And baby, they hurt. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, they hurt a 10. But it was a 10 for just one hot second. It was a hot 1 second burst of pain. Like literally before they would cut my eardrum, I was like, give me a second. And I would just like run around the room, kind of get my adrenaline pumped. Ooh, why is that word not coming out? But I would get my adrenaline pumped and then sit in the chair, take a deep breath, and then he would cut me because I couldn't just sit for like once you've had it and you know how much it hurts, just sitting there, especially they do one ear and then they get ready to do the other one. No. So I'll be knocked out. They'll go in through my nose, insert something like a balloon, I believe, but they'll also cut on the drum. And so what's kind of bummer about that is My right ear doesn't hear as well because it's been cut so much. We're hoping though that this will be the final surgery on my left ear. Apparently it's worked more on my right ear. Yes, there's scarring. Yes, it hears just a little bit less than the average bear, but it doesn't seem to need this type of surgery right now. So we don't hope and pray for that. And I tell you what, I was trying to be down. I was trying to be more upset about it, but I was like, at least I don't need a hearing aid. At least I don't, God bless those who do. I just didn't want it. And I'm sure those who have a hearing aid don't really wish that on others. So I hope I'm not offending anyone. But I was like, I don't want to have to be responsible for a hearing aid and need that and depend on it. And I can't even keep up. Like, y'all, this is so pitiful. I probably possess maybe about a dozen reading glasses, probably. And by possess, I mean they somewhere. Like I got a pair in the car. Pretty sure I got one in the glove box, one in the console. I got some at work. I've lost some at work. People have tracked me down and been like, are these your glasses? They've done that for my glasses and they've done it for my cell phone. Years ago, I resorted to just putting a picture of my doggone self on my cell phone because I used to have a picture of my daughter on there and not everyone knows what my daughter looks like. Believe it or not, I'm kind of private. But not everyone at my job knew what my daughter looked like. And they were like, does anyone know who's... So I put myself on my cell phone. I lose my reading glasses and, I don't think a hearing aid would be much better for me, knowing me, because somebody starts saying something I don't want to hear. Knowing my foolish self, I'm going to take the hearing aid out if that's what's letting me hear the foolishness. But hopefully this will be the last surgery. And just as I was trying to really get down on myself about it or feel bad about it, in walks this arm baby. Like just probably maybe a year and just a little bit of change old baby that they were going in for the same type of stuff that I was going in for. So, every time I think I got it bad, it's like, no. But I tell you what, I came out and I'm in the car and I'm updating my daughter on what the doctor said, right? When they say be your own kids, it really do. So I'm telling her and I was like, yeah, due to the scarring in the right ear, blah, 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 and the left ear's the one, and I'm gonna have to have surgery, and da-da. And she said something, and then she stopped, and she was like, wait, can you hear me? Who's your mama? Like, seriously, who raised you? But the reality is my daughter and I, we have a dark kind of sense of humor. We get together, we start joking around, and things that would shock a lot of people or be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you said that. And that's kind of how we roll. Did I mention that I went out buying and it wasn't even open? It was closed due to inclement weather. Oh, so by the way, I'm out today due to inclement weather here in Kansas City. But it's because it's super duper cold. It snowed the other day. We were out. These kids have been walking up the hill and sledding down in our neighborhood for the longest. I love it. Just a little piece of snow is enough for them. Make the best of your snow day. That's what I'm talking about. And then, when it freezes over, they can't clean the side streets, all of that stuff. So today it's just cold. All the main streets are really clean. 18th and Vine is a main street. That street was clean. So why y'all ain't playing music? And they were supposed to do the little lunch hour thing. I was looking forward to that. Drove all the way over just to see that. So then I ended up seeing my mother and really the day got away from me. It's late. I'm tired. I just ate my little meal prep. And I'm gonna have a little of my meal prep, the chicken, the broccoli, and the yams and carrots that I prepared along with my watermelon juice. I don't know, I guess the lesson for me today is no matter how bad things are, it could be worse. And it likely is worse for someone else. We'll see. Oh, regarding the interview though, I have heard back, like I said, but and the hear back that I heard back was just, you're now entered into the next phase of interviewing. So here we go with that again. I wish it was just a one and done, but it's not. And I get it. Principals and staff want to see if you're a good match for their building, personality-wise, staff. They know what their staff looks like and all of that. I remember not getting a job I was interviewed by a panel. I mean, they didn't even look like they really thought about giving me the job. And a part of me kind of believes that it was because I was Black, and that was a thing that I didn't want to fight. Because if you know the climate of your building doesn't support having a Black person there, especially someone who's coaching other people, I don't want to be there. Like some fights, I really just don't feel like fighting. I genuinely get tired of some of the fights that I've had to fight over the course of my life. You know what I mean? I get tired of fighting the fight about what to say to cops. Get tired of telling our kids and stuff what to say when they're pulled over. You get tired. Like it's just, it can all be a bit daunting. And then with some of the new things that are going on, it's like, are we for real? Are we really? But, you know, that being said, one of the things I didn't get to do today was I wanted to get a Costco membership because you all know I typically go to Sam's. Costco is quite a bit further than Sam's, but you know what? If our people could do it in the 60s, if they could boycott buses and things like that and walk miles and miles and miles to get to work, I can drive to Costco as opposed to Sam's Club. You know what I mean? So there's a part of me that I really can't. At first I struggled with the whole DEI thing because you know there are people that have their drops at Target, right? And so you kind of feel like, dang, if I don't go to Target, I'm not supporting their drop. If I don't, then their sales go down, and then next time it's going to look like, oh, they really shouldn't support businesses or whatever. But then I really got to thinking about it. Those businesses are smarter than that. You know how I know they are? Because when I looked into it, the whole reason that Walmart, McDonald's, Target, the whole reason that they dropped their whole DEI business side of things is not because sales were bad, not because it was problematic, not for any reason other than someone kind of wanted them to. New administration was coming in. It feels a lot like a bullying effect. So if they dropped it for no reason, then a lack of sales is not going to change that. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? Had they dropped it due to a lack of sales, then I would absolutely go marching my hind parts in there and buying it. But the fact that they dropped it for no whatsoever reason tells us that's what they wanted. They dropped it because they don't value us. They don't value our opinion. And I can't reward that with my money. I just can't. I had to look into it. Like at one point I wasn't sure. I was like, I heard rumors, are we boycotting Walmart? Da, da, da. I have since looked into it, and yeah, if you don't respect our business, it's one thing to be a closet supporter of racism, misogyny, or things like that. It's another to just blatantly drop the whole DEI thing for no whatsoever reason. Like what? So I'm not telling y'all what to do at all, but just letting you know, I did look into it, and baby, I got bad hearing results, but I hear that call loud and clear. I don't know what it is, but just the crown of my head, maybe it's menopausal, I don't know, but just the crown of my head gets itchy. So I get my little, I think it's a shampoo massage type of brush. I don't care. I use it right in there. And it feels good. I don't like to do it without putting a little oil on it first. So that I have done, and just massage it in. Normally I wrap my hair, but the hair is looking kind of shot. Pardon this interruption. That feels good. But yeah, like I was saying, my hair is kind of shot. We're not going to set it tonight, though. Maybe we'll set it, have a little tete-a-tete chit-chat on Sunday or something. I don't know. Look like tomorrow going to be a hot day, too. My hair ain't wrapping around like it had an oughta. Here, let's put this on for now. I don't know where my silkish one is. I know it ain't real silk. I'm gonna call it silkish. I'm seeing everything but it must be in the wash. Yeah, must be in the hamper to get washed. Oh well. But yeah, when you're going in for interviews and stuff, you want to give yourself each and every single advantage that you can. Not to mention, when I go onto a job, I'm not there to make friends. I'm honestly not. I'm there to collect a check. I'm not gonna kid you. I think a lot of times people make the mistake of going to jobs expecting to meet their new best friend, and you get your feelings hurt doing that. Not what I intend to do. But I still want to look like someone who could be a friend, who is friendly, who's, whatever. You want to present all of that. Trying to get this mascara off. Did I show y'all what I'm using? I think I've told you about it before. I use the Ordinary line of products, and this is just the squalene cleanser. Does a pretty good job of breaking down my makeup. Pretty soon it'll look like raccoon eyes because I have on a mascara. It breaks that down. But I tell you what, nothing seems to break down that lash glue. Like I use that, oh yeah, there go the raccoon eyes. But I use the mascara lashes and I use the mascara remover. Next day, I still got just a little bit of, I call them eye boogers. The little black mascara stuff on there. But look what it does to the lipstick. I barely touch my lip. Because y'all know that matte lipstick hardly moves at all. Put that squalene on there. Oh, it'll move. Look like I got a lip job. I don't know. I might even take out the bit that I said about interviewing with women because I just don't like the idea of seeming like I'm bashing other women, but I don't know. At the same time, I feel like it might help you to get prepared. As I said, I've sat on a few interview panels myself. One of the compliments that the woman gave me, I don't know if I mentioned this before because it's been a little while since I recorded. If I did, I'll cut it out. Was that my answers didn't seem as formulaic as some of the other candidates she's had. And I actually studied up on some methods of how to answer. Right now, I'm just using soap. An antibacterial soap at that. And I don't know if I mentioned it. Little CeraVe. Which one is this? Renewing Essay Cleanser. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but yesterday we also had a snow day and inclement weather day, I should say. So yesterday I went to none other than Cooper's Hawk and did a wine tasting. When I tell you that place was empty. When I went in, there were two women there doing a tasting, but one of the women left shortly after, like within 5 minutes of me being there. And then for the next, I would say probably 90 minutes or so, me and the other lady were doing a tasting. We were talking, just enjoying ourselves. And then there was a guy that came, and he was a very young guy. He seemed pretty knowledgeable about wine. And we all just started talking about stuff in general. And then next thing I know, it got deeper. And we started, as women do. She was single, I am single. We were talking about what's going on out there. And she said, it was so surprising. She said, girl, I guess it'll just be me and my rose for a while. Y'all. So I read a lot of books. If I'm not reading, I'm at least listening to audiobooks. That's really what I do more of than anything. So I've had a couple of audiobooks talk about a rose, right? Being some kind of vibrating device. We're just gonna call it that. So I've read some books where they talk about a rose, but I did not know the rose was a real thing. I had no idea. And apparently it's a really good thing according to this woman. I should have known it was real because I've heard about it in different books by different authors, but even still, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I read books that talk about stuff like that, but I don't go to the stores that sell stuff like that. So for that reason, I guess I just did not know. So I was yesterday years old when I found out about that thing. But anyway, we're talking, and it's me, the woman, and the really young guy. I want to say he said his age, and he was like 22. So we're talking and laughing, and he was like, I'm in a safe space, right? I was like, yeah. We were like, what? Yeah. And he said, well, I go both ways. Girl, when I tell you, me and the girl were surprised, like we waited until he turned his, okay, I waited. It was me. I waited until he turned his head, and I was like, I am too shocked. I had no idea he went both ways. I thought he was just gay. Like my gaydar immediately went off. I had both. I don't know if he was saying that because he's greedy or if he really means it, but yeah. Let me brush my teeth. Because clearly I'm about to go to bed early tonight. I was tired. Like I said, the day didn't go the way I wanted it to. Excuse me for a second. I think I shared with you before that I leave my face a little wet before I put on my hyaluronic acid. Just feels like, I don't know, it feels like the hyaluronic acid needs something to actually draw in. It's supposed to draw in moisture, but it doesn't make sense to me to put it on dry skin. Again, I'm not an esthetician, so don't listen to me. But anyway, I was thoroughly shocked that his pendulum swung both ways. I really thought it just went to the gay side, period. And it stayed there. But okay, you say you're bisexual? No, I'll go for it. However you identify is how you identify. But then he got to talking. He was like, you ladies tell me, am I wrong? So he describes an evening, not in detail, not like that. I do switch up just a little bit. I like to add this moisturizer. What is it? It's called Holy Hydration. I like it. But I will say that as I've gotten older, it felt like it didn't hydrate quite as well. So this is probably a big no-no. But I mix it in with my ordinary Inclement. Am I thinking of Nebraska Furniture Mart? How about Inclement? I sure was. Natural moisturizing factors. All right, my bad. So I mix it in with that. Anywho, kind of skip my eyes because again I go in with Elf for the eye area. Well, I say that and then I accidentally got that up there. I wash my hands because a lot of nights I take a shower before I go to bed. But tonight, not so much. And I rub my neck, which I know probably has some cologne on it or perfume. So I wash my hands to get that off. For my eyes, I go back in with the Holy Hydration eye cream. But anyway, I use this. And then the last thing I go in with is my imitation Laneige, I think. At least I think that's what it's supposed to be imitating. But it's some kind of lip mask that I got off of Amazon. I'll be sure to link it if anyone's interested. And I'll tell you my lips are soft. Yes, yes. I ain't had nobody do a kiss test on them lately. But they is soft, I promise. But anyway, let me finish rubbing this in. And then once I get settled in the bed, we'll talk some more. Because sometimes this is the vibe. I've been thinking about refrigerating this. I wonder if that'll lessen the effectiveness though. Onto the lip hydration. I'll talk to you in a second. find my regular black, should be looking up by my headboard. You know, sometimes what I do is I usually put my scarf and stuff under my bed just in case I'm so tired. I don't feel like going to the bathroom with there's a hole, what, oh my gosh, 5 feet away. But anyway, I'll have it under my pillowcase so I can tie it and maybe it fell there. But getting back to this guy. Okay, so the bi guy, right? So he was like, you ladies tell me if I'm wrong. And he talked about how he spent an evening, he started it by saying, this is why I sometimes find women more difficult to date. And he talked about how he spent the evening with the young lady, nice young lady, you know. We had a really good time. We wake up and apparently it was her trash day. And so she was like, can you take my trash out to the curb? He didn't want to be bothered. Like, you just, nice young lady, had a really good evening. I don't think y'all was having Bible study all night long. You know, he didn't get into the specifics, but he alluded to it, right? And you can't take her trash to the curb. Guess what's really gonna go to the curb? It'd be you. And so I'm just like, that's kind of insane to me. I would think that even if he was with a man, because I mean, my thing is this, and I sure don't mean to offend anybody, but hey, this is how I really feel, so this is what it is. I feel like you might be a gay man, but you might still present feminine. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking not even a feminine gay man is gonna put up with you not putting the trash out. Like, what is we talking about? Has it really gotten that bad? You're 22 and already jaded? Y'all said that rose was real. Is it? Because it's giving, I might have to get me a rose. I'm going to Sam's Club when I ain't going to do that no more. I'm going to go to Costco. Give me a dozen roses, but it's giving I very much need to get a special rose for myself because that's a doggone shame to me. Like, that's crazy. And then it's also funny because, well, not funny, but it's also ironic because I went out with a guy and we were out and about. Not recently, I'm talking about something that happened a couple of weeks ago. So we're out and about and we're getting ready to cross the street. You know, we're just kind of walking around some shops and stuff. After dinner, we just decided to take a little stroll around the plaza. So we're walking, and excuse me if I sound crazy, I'm trying my retainer. Ciao. It's annoying. It's very much annoying, but I'm trying to talk around it and get used to it. But anyway, so we're walking. And there comes a point, you know how gentlemen should walk on the side of traffic to be more protected, right? I gotta get back up just to show y'all this. How about we're getting ready to so we're getting ready to come across traffic and he doesn't move like that. Like, I need to shuffle around him and get to the other side. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you're halfway there. You ain't even really that close. You're about this close. You're halfway there in the sense that, yes, a gentleman should be on the side of traffic, but a gentleman should move to the side of traffic. Instead, he wants me to, I guess, empty hammer. Ho, here come the hammer. Every time we cross the street and go a different way, I got to go around here. Him, mind you now, I'm wearing heels. So who do you think should do the moving, sir? I guess it's me. You know, you're such a gentleman. I should be lucky. I couldn't, I don't know. I just really wonder. Dang, I'm putting down everybody. A minute ago, I was putting down women. Now, talking about men's. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just need to go to bed and get over myself. I don't know. But it was, y'all let me know. Y'all gonna let me know. Some of y'all love to tell me when I'm dead wrong, and not in a nice way, not in a Dale way. The way Dale does it, I'm cool with it. But some of y'all, anywho, whatever. But I'm getting ready to go to bed. Call it a night. It may be a vlog, and maybe I'll start another one. I don't know. I'm so bad about picking up the camera. I keep saying I'm going to get better. And you know what? I'm not just going to say it. I'm going to do the doggone thing. I am going to get better. But I do know this. I feel like every day when I get up, I'm looking for something for which I should be grateful. And today I'm grateful. I didn't like the news at first, but I'm grateful that my hearing problem has a solution. Hopefully this is the last piece of surgery I will have. Thankfully, this is coming later in life, and I wish that baby that I saw, I wish that baby well. I really do. I hope that they're able to come to a resolution. I pray actually that they're able to come to a resolution as well for the baby. It was sad to hear the baby crying, from the pressure and all the other stuff. At least I understand it, and that baby really doesn't. But excuse me, every day I do wake up with the spirit and intention of looking for that thing for which I can be grateful. And that's just one of my many, many, many things. I don't usually share those with you because they're kind of personal. But I hope you do the same thing. I hope every day that you wake up looking for something. Like some people look for a reason to fight. They look for a reason to be mad. I hope you wake up looking for something to be grateful for. I really do. And with that said, good night. Oh, hold on. Speaking of grateful, I'd be so grateful if you go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. If you have a friend that you think would also enjoy my kind of content, please share it with them. And that being said, please know that I am grateful for you and for the time that you spent with me. Take care.